Okay, technically I lied. You really can go buy a computer, turn it on, and be pretty safe. But once you take that computer and you connect it to the internet, man, all bets are off. See, when you connect your home computer to the internet connects to your home computer. The internet is this dark force multiplier. There are a bunch of nasty things out there. And once you connect your computer to them, doesn't matter if it's a PC or a Mac, once you connect your computer to them, they're going to come after you faster than you could possibly imagine. In fact, there is a company out there called SANS. SANS is Sysadmin Audit Network Security, and they have something called the SANS Institute. What they do is they take a computer every month, and they actually take a bunch of computers, and they try to measure how long an unpatched system, in other words, a completely vulnerable system that has no updates, no patches, no security, nothing, just a basic out-of-the-box computer. They plug it up to the internet, and they see how long it can survive. And the survival time has gone up and down, but right now we're recording this right before Christmas of 2005, and notice that the average survival time for our time, Christmas 2005, is just under 20 minutes. What does that mean? Well, you go and take your computer out of the box, plug it into the internet, try to go up to get the Apple software updates or the Windows updates. You aren't going to have enough time to get the updates. By the time you get all the updates, somebody will have probably broken into your computer. Some virus, some worm, some hacker, something is going to be probing your computer trying to get in. And I got to be honest, I've talked to some experts in this industry, and a lot of people laugh at these numbers because I've seen reports where somebody's taking computers and within 2.5 minutes to 4 minutes, the computer is gone. Plug it into the internet, go get a cup of coffee, come back, boom, it's no longer your computer. Somebody's taken it over, turned it into a spam bot or something like that. So what exactly are the threats? What actually is causing this 20-minute survival time? This next screen actually has a lot of stuff on it, and I kind of apologize, but I kind of want to show you really there's a lot to be worried about. It's not just one thing. Most newbies, they kind of worry about viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. They think, okay, well, that's the most scary thing. Well, no, actually, that's probably the easiest thing to mitigate. There are a bunch of things trying to get into your computer. There are exploits where they're trying to take advantage of a vulnerability in some piece of software on your computer. We'll show you how to deal with that. Spyware and malware is a huge issue. We'll show you how to deal with that. Hackers and crackers, we'll show you how to keep them at bay. Keystroke loggers, basically this is software that's installed on your computer, and as you type in information like, say your password or your credit card information, that information is recorded and then sent to someplace else. We'll show you how to find those, how to keep those from your system. Sony has made some CDs recently where if you stick it onto your computer, it installs something called a rootkit, which really gives somebody else the ability to get into your computer and do all sorts of nasty things. And anybody who has email knows the problem is spam. Really, when we're talking about information security, which is what we're talking about here today, there is a model in information security, and it's a model of threat identification called STRIDE. And really, this is how the people in information security find the holes and then figure out how to close them. So STRIDE actually stands for spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, denial of service, and elevation of privilege. Spoofing really is just compromising your password. So somebody out there could be sniffing the network. They could be doing some sort of phishing attack, guessing your password through, say, weak passwords or just brute force. They could hack into your password database, do something called SQL injection. We're not going to get into that. But spoofing really is about compromising your password. Tampering, this is what really scares me, and this is the one that probably should scare you too. Tampering really talks about modifying or deleting your data. Remember, on your computer, the most important thing isn't the hard drive, it isn't the monitor, it isn't the keyboard, it isn't the mouse. All of those things can be replaced. Granted, it's going to be expensive, but they can all be replaced pretty simply. But what about the pictures of your kid's first step? What about the video that you took and edited on your computer? What about your tax returns that you filed online? What about all your emails? What about basically the book that you've been working on for how many months? All that data on your computer, that's the most important part. And that's really what we're going to focus on throughout these videos, is how to secure the data on your computer. The hardware, software, that can be replaced. Data, that's the key to the kingdom. Repudiation, really in the information security world, is a way to catch somebody doing it so that they can't say, no, I didn't do it. Information disclosure, this is, again, you've got personal information on your computer. You want to keep it private. You want to make sure that nobody else can see what's on your computer so that your private stuff stays private. Denial of service is really just kind of breaking either your connection or using your computer to break somebody else's connection. And elevation of privilege really just refers to taking somebody who really couldn't or shouldn't be able to do things on your computer, and they're able to somehow or another, using your operating system, get to the point where they're a system administrator and they can do whatever they want. Now, my goal in all this is not to scare you, because really there are some simple ways to take care of this. What we're going to be focusing on is how can you keep your secret stuff secret? How can you make sure that the stuff that's on your computer, the data, is confidential, that it's there when you need it, that it's basically what you write is what stays there on your computer. There's guaranteed integrity. And when you come back, it's going to be there. And that's really kind of the whole CIA model. It's confidentiality, keeping the secret stuff secret. Integrity, meaning that pretty much what you write is going to stay and not going to be changed. And availability, meaning that when you sit down at your computer, it's going to work. How can you do this? Well, guess what? We've already showed you. The basics. Get a firewall, practice patch management, use an antivirus, anti-spyware software, practice safe surf, and backup, backup, backup. By the way, get used to seeing this, because I'm going to hit you over the head a couple times with this. If you don't do all of these, those nasty things we talked about, the things out there on the internet, are going to do nasty things to your data.